Hi, I'm Patty DiRenzo, also known as the acrylic blender for my unique style of blending acrylics to achieve realism very much like you would with oil. What I basically use is the Deco Art Traditions paint. They're a highly pigmented artist quality paint and they give me the look that I'm trying to achieve for the realism. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to blend the background behind this flower. This is called the streaked tulip, and I'm going to show you how to blend the background. So let's go ahead and get started. With all of my lesson plans here, I give the background preparation and the mixes. So putting this aside, the directions said to mix titanium white and medium beige 1:1. So I've done that, I've mixed it up, I have it here on my waxed palettes, and I have base coated the background solid using the light value just as it says in the instructions. When I sand it, I like to use these little low Cornell sanding blocks. They're easy to hold on to, and they give you a really nice sand to get away any impurities or lumps that might be on the background. So you can see here, I have a value placement map, and I have light, medium, dark, and low dark. Okay, LT means light, MED medium, DK dark, LO-DK equals the low dark. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll keep this by my side. I have put down in the directions, the instructions, what amounts the paint is, how much 1:1. Like I said, this was titanium white, 1:1. This is titanium white, adding some burnt umber into it. But again, it's all in the directions. Okay, I've got a low Cornell 3/4 inch wash and a low Cornell 270 Maxine's mop. This is a 1 inch. Now, to get a black blended background and to achieve blending, I'm first going to moisten the surface here with a Deco Art extender and blending medium. This is going to keep the acrylics blendable. So as you can see, I'm putting it all on in all directions. And you really need to have a wide brush to do this. If you try to use a little brush, you're going to get little lines or ridges of puddled up extender. That's what we don't want to have. We want to have it so that it lays absolutely flat onto the surface, breaking down the surface tension. And sometimes I'll even take a paper towel and just lightly go over it and then blend down or pound down the extender. Okay, starting with the light value here, which I have here, I'm going to start wiping my brush into a paper towel, loading it into the light value, and patting it on there. Now you can see this is quite a large circle, and I'm going to blend it out of the light value a little bit into the medium value area, so that when we take the medium value, we're going to walk it back into the light value. Okay? I'm not doing it in a complete circle. The map is just to give you a reference point to start. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to side load into the medium value and start placing it on, working it around in circles. Okay, getting it on there. If I have any little ridges there, I try to make sure I get them down. And by the way, these little containers are available from Deco Art and from Low Cornell, and I use these all the time. They really seal it tight so that no air gets in there. Okay, now I'm going to rinse my brush into water, blot it into a paper towel. The only time I use water is when I want to remove a mistake on my surface, or if I want to wash pigment out of my brush. And once I've done that, I pat all of the water out of the brush, put it into the extender, blot it very well again. Now I'm starting in the light value. It's okay that we got a little bit of that on there. And I'm blending these two values together. They don't have to be absolutely perfect. This is, again, just a blended background, and the flower is going to cover the biggest area of this. Okay. Going to go back into the light a little more. Softly blend that in. Okay, again, I want to now go into the next darker value, and that would be, again, the DK or the dark value. Wash my brush again, pinch wipe it into a paper towel, put it into extender, pinch it again, and now I'm going to start laying in the dark value. Okay, just following my little map here. It's the little value placement map. Now that I've put that on there, again, I want to get the pigment out of my brush. Again, I can wash it in water, and sometimes just pinching it into your paper towel removes it. Again, always back into the extender, pinch wipe again. Now where the two come together, I'm going to start walking back and forth with this brush. Get some up in this corner here. And it's a little weak right here, I can see that. So again, I'm just going to add some more paint up here. Again, clean out the brush. And I'm cleaning out the brush when I want to start blending the values together, just to make sure how much pigment I have on this brush. And again, blending between the medium and the dark value. And as I'm looking over here, I'm not real happy with that. It's a little too much of a jump. And you have a little time to work on this. You can see it's still wet for me. Okay, so I'm blending through the light, the medium, and the dark. And now I'm going to add just some more low dark here and a little bit up in the corner here. So again, I'm going to take my brush, side load into the low dark value. Now I'm going to just kind of tap it down a little bit. And the reason that I do that is to tell how much paint. I don't want to get puddles of paint or ridges of paint. So like I said, right up here in this corner, go back and get a little more. And then down on the bottom, I'm just holding it down with my fingernail here. Clean the brush again. Pinch wipe it, extender, pinch wipe. This is just a habit after all these years of painting that I get into. And once you get into the idea of how this is done, it just becomes a habit, just like rinsing your brush when you're floating acrylics. And I really like this method of blending over floating because you get the subtle changes. Once you're blending in the highlight and then you put the medium next to it, you get the subtle change of a half value in between. Okay, now I'm going to pick up my low Cornell 270 mop. Starting in the lightest area, I'm going to start mopping this. This is just going to refine, blend it a little bit more. The hardest part is holding it down so the board doesn't move. So I'm trying to walk from the center to the outer edges. And you know, once in a while you're going to get a little hair. These mops do that. Look at how I just gently lifted that up and picked it off. Gently lift it up and pick it off. So it's no big deal. Don't panic on getting little hairs in there. Okay, this is basically it. We have our blended background that goes along with our painted piece.